My 2 cents, motherfucker.
I think a lot of people will definitely quote and say that Absolute Power is their favorite. And, you know, you get a lot of those fans now that want to say that he's gone mainstream and they wish they would do more albums like that.
I think at this point in his career, you know, he's 44 years old. And for him, at where he's at right now, I'm going somewhere with this. Where he's at right now, I don't want a 2016, 2017 suicide letters. I don't want that, because when I listen to that song on Angelic and T9X on Absolute Power, it feels very authentic. It feels like that was him. That's where he was at. So for him to do that now, it would almost seem like he's just writing it to give the people what they want and not because that's what he feels like doing. Granted, he does have songs now like he still gives you that dark shit. I never understood that. I mean, you got Boiling Points.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, hell, you look at Special Effects. One of my absolute favorite tracks, or a couple of my favorite tracks, is Shroud. Dude, I fucking go, every time that song's on, like it starts building up, I just start, boom, I start like banging my head, giving myself a headache, kind of fucking rocking myself with that beat. And it just goes so hard and it's dark.
That's the one where it's like inside I'm weeping and it has the opera singers in the back.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he gave you and here's where okay, so Killer comes out, and I don't remember if you remember a YouTuber by the name of Elliot419.
I do.
He did. I remember this. I don't know why. He was one of my favorite YouTubers from way back when, but he got the album and he did a review of it. And he goes, it's good if you want to hear Tech9 do mainstream music. And that was kind of weird to me because I think Killer is like a little bit of a lost gem. I think Killer kind of gets swept under the rug for some reason with a lot of people. I don't really know why.
I don't either.
It was supposed to be his last album. But
really?
Yeah, he was saying that Killer could possibly be his last album, but clearly we're in 2016 now. And,
God,
and I'm coming to the dropping so many projects part. Okay, so Killer comes out, and you start. He's got Paul Wall on there. He's got Shauna from Ludacris's camp. He's got Ice Cube, Scarface, which, I mean, they're not really mainstream artists. They're legends, if anything. But then, let's see, what was it? What was the order ago? Killer, he gets Psychology 101, which that's a dope-ass collab album. But it also still had kind of those more mainstreamy type beats to it, like Nothing. And it had a blow them all away, but he's still giving you the same message of, fuck the industry and all that stuff. So then KOD comes out, and people who were losing faith in Tech, saying he's going this, he's doing that were completely wrong. KOD comes out, and it's dark as hell. It's his best work since Absolute Power and Angelic. And then Lil Wayne gets locked up. Tech9 was always kind of like an underground independent secret to a lot of people, and a lot of people were listening to Lil Wayne. This is when Lil Wayne was blowing up. When did fucking KOD come out?
2009.
2009, yeah. So I was like 2019. And Lil Wayne gets locked up. So now he's claiming to be the best rapper alive, and of course Tech9 fans are like, no. Tech's the best rapper alive right now. And then Lil Wayne gets locked up. And then what happens, once KOD comes out, Lil Wayne gets locked up, Tech gains some more traction, gains buzz, because nobody has Lil Wayne. They don't have that trash to listen to. And then Lil Wayne gets out, and he's doing an interview, and he drops Tech9's name. He drops Tech9's name in an interview. Of course, he said he was like from California or some shit. He didn't really know anything about Tech, but drops Tech9's name. So what comes after that? the Gates mixplate. Now, the Gates mixplate is definitely a mix review album. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but in order for him to use the Gates name, the Ollie Gates name, he had to make an album that the owner felt represented Kansas City. So he couldn't put songs on there like Horns or Demons or Show Me a God, like the previous LP he had put out. So that right there, when he did that, and I listened to it, there's some good tracks on Gates Mixplate, like OG, Jumpin' Jacks. I love that track. Need More Angels, Harvey Dent. There's some great tracks on there. So I look at it was that a smart move for him to test his waters with this new sound? Now that Lil Wayne had shouted his name out, was he like, you have, because if you think about it, Gates Mixplate, a lot of rappers in Kansas City aren't doing what Tech does. A lot of rappers in Kansas City are more on that Cut Calhoun, Scatterman Snug Brim, Stevie Stone, even though he's from St. Louis, he's still in Missouri. They're more on that kind of rap. So it kind of made sense that that's what it sounded like because it embodied Kansas City, Missouri. And that, to me, was him almost testing his foot, his toe in the water of that mainstream-ish sound ever since Lil Wayne shouted him out. And, of course, you know, after that, we got the collaboration with Lil Wayne on all 6s and 7s, which I remember when he announced that, you thought the internet was going to fucking explode.
That's
like
actually,
I used to be on. What's that?
I actually love all 6s and 7s a lot.
I like that when it came out, it doesn't get much replay value for me anymore.
Really?
To be honest.
It
Yeah,
is-
I like Am I Psycho, Mental Giant, Strangeland. There's some good tracks on it, but it was so fucking long and just, it felt like he had all this exposure behind him. He wanted to make the longest album he could possible. You know, he got Busta Rhymes on there. He got Yellow Wolf, Lil Wayne, T.
You know what? Because he had that feature with Lil Wayne, he knew he was going to have eyes on him. So you know, you know why that album's so long, and honestly, why I think it's one of my favorites. It's my favorite non-collabos album. Strangulation is my favorite, just because of the diversity. But my second favorite would be all 6s and 7s, or if you don't want to count the collabos, my favorite N9ne album is all 6s and 7s because he knew he had those eyes on him, so he fucking full throttle, baby. He gave it his all in that album.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it. Delusional, good God, I love that song.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, I forgot about that track. And Deftones are on there, too.
Yep.
Fucking, and I'm going to go ahead and say it. I like when N9ne does tracks with T-Pain.
Yeah.
I
had a
I
hard
do.
time.
I don't know why.
I had a hard time with Bitch. But
Really?
Yeah. I had a hard time because of the chorus. Now the verses, N9ne's verses, save it. They save the song, the beat saves the song. If I can just get through that goddamn chorus, I'm good. So
And the way I look at it, it's like he may have changed his sound and his style a bit, but you know, for the longest time during KOD, he wanted to get out of the darkness. He said that it's fucking with him. He can't keep doing all this depressing stuff. Like Last Cribs of KOD, Last Sad Song. You know, he had Painkiller. He had all those tracks on it saying, "This, I'm done with this for a while. I'm done with it." Of course, he gave us Seepage right after Mixed Plate, but he wanted to get out of it for so long. So for now to see him, you know, hitting the Forbes list of, you know, richest rappers right now, $10 million cold in his pocket independently, you know, I'm proud of him, you know, because, you know,
absolutely.
You got to be proud for a man that came from definitely a fucked up past. And now he's on top of the world with his own label, man. I mean, I think now he's more of a celebration, and that's why he's releasing so much material. And as well as when he got that Lil Wayne co-sign, that's why he did that, I think, to get as much new material out there for new fans as he could.
Yeah. And I guess if you put it in that kind of perspective, I think that makes some of his older fans look at it like you're selling out. You're going mainstream because you're doing music you never said you would. And it's like, what you don't realize is the music he's doing is still him. It's still Tech N9ne. I mean, when I listen to Fuck Food, I don't at all think of it as a Lil Wayne song. It's a fucking Tech-9 song.
He's always said he pulls artists into his world. And
yeah.
And he does. You know, he won't get Lil Wayne on a track and he'll do some Drake shit and pretend to be rapping like Lil Wayne, because Drake's just a bootleg Lil Wayne from '08, let's face it. But Tech's not going to have somebody on his track and then Tech emulating him. You can't say that Tech's not still spitting some dope shit, because he definitely is. There's no doubt about it. The man's 44, and I feel like he's just always constantly writing. And he can write songs about anything.
With the whole Tech-9 going mainstream argument, and when he says mainstream is going tech, I stand by and I vouch for him in that argument, so long as he does remember the Juggalos. As long as he still remembers the Juggalos, he's fully got my support, because that's what I am. I'm a Juggalo, and I'm a fan of his music. So, in your opinion, is he going mainstream, or will he?
No. I don't think, I really don't think Tech will ever full out go mainstream. He's always had, I don't think a lot of people realize he's always dabbled in the mainstream before this, because a lot of people don't realize a lot of his songs have made it into movies. A lot of songs on Ever Ready made it onto the soundtrack for Alpha Dog. He was a playable character on the game 25 to Life, and they had My Wife, My Bitch, My Girl on there, which that soundtrack also included Blaze's Shotgun. And he's had videos. The first time I ever heard of him, when I saw his video, it was for I'm a Tell on BET Late Night. And I'm not going to get into why I was watching BET Late Night, because they showed a lot of uncensored videos on there. But I'm a Tell was on there. So ever since the beginning, he's had his toe in. He was just never really fully there until now. So I think now I'm sticking with Tech will never go mainstream. Mainstream will go Tech. He's just going to pull people into his world, because he's already created the world, created the following. And I think it'd be stupid for him to just full out just do a whole album that sounds like See Me with Wiz Khalifa. So I don't think he'll ever go mainstream. I think he has that independent power to do whatever he wants. He'll do whatever he wants, but I don't see him. As I say, they finally opened up the door for the dude with the red nose.
Yeah. That's pretty well where I'm at. If people was to tell me that he's sold out or he's gone mainstream, I'll say no. I think he's got the mainstream's attention, and he's doing what he said he would do. He would have them go tech. Tech-9 isn't mainstream. He's his own stream. He's that guy standing in a river with a bottle of oil, and he's corrupting the stream of water with him.
Right. And so that's about it. So what? So your opinion? We're about the same. Tech will never go mainstream. Mainstream's going tech. He just has that exposure.
He has that exposure. He's got their attention. So
that he's always been fighting for.
And I mean, I'm kind of on the level. I don't think he would go mainstream, but if he did, like if he's on MTV every fucking week, he's on the radio, which he's getting radio play now. But if he's reaching a mainstream level of success, but still doing him and still representing and acknowledging Juggalos, I'm still going to be a fan.
Oh, hell yeah.
Unless he totally fucking sells out, completely changes the way he does his music, completely changes everything about him, says fuck Juggalos, fuck ICP, they never helped me out, then yeah, I mean, obviously I'm like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
But I don't see it coming to that. He's a really humble guy.
Nah, yeah, I don't see that happening. He'd be stupid to do it.
He would be stupid. He'd be...
Yeah. There goes your career. Well,
yeah.
Maybe not your career, but your...
There was a large chunk of your fan base right there.
So, yeah, Tech-9ne's the shit.
Yep.
I
Strange music for life, baby.
yeah, I think he's exploded now that we're slobbing on his knob. But it happens. It happens.
All right. So I guess if there's nothing else to be said, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching.
Oh yeah.
See ya.